my name is Elizabeth Drews, and today I would like to talk to you about something that's really important to you and to everyone you know. Everyone, every day, produces some kind of trash in their daily life. A lot of this trash and waste comes from packaging, like food packaging, packaging of things that you buy at the store, or even stuff that you get shipped to your house. A lot of companies use plastic to package their product. It's convenient, it's keeps food fresh, and it helps transport things that are being shipped. Most people think by recycling these materials, they are doing their part to reduce the pollution in our environment. But the reality is that recycling these materials is just not enough. And it is better and more effective to reduce the production of this trash and these materials than it is to recycle. A lot of packaging and waste material cannot be recycled. Food packaging, that's like plastic wraps, the one-time use containers, even some cardboards and aluminums, they can't be recycled. Other products like cleaning products and household products, these would also be things that can't be recycled, or it's very unlikely that they will be recycled. Plastics that can't be recycled, they end up in our landfills or even in our environment, which is not good. According to Stephanie Burrell, in an article that's actually titled "Recycling is Not Enough," she has a quote in her article that says, in 2020, an estimated of 24 million to 34 million tons of plastic waste will enter the world's lakes, rivers, and ocean. That's a lot, and that's shocking. And she even goes on to say that less than 10% of plastics are recyclable. That's information that most people don't know whenever they go to recycle their plastics. The plastics that are recycled, when they're recycled and melted down, they emit toxic gases that enter our atmosphere, and they pollute the air around those plants. So even when we are recycling these plastics, it is causing some pollution into the environment. Newly produced plastics that haven't ever been used before are a lot cheaper to purchase by companies than the repurposed or recycled plastic. So there's very low incentive for companies to buy this plastic to make their products. Some facts that Stephanie Burrell includes in her article are Americans produce up to 4.4 pounds of trash every day. That's a lot, and that's something that most people don't realize whenever they're going about their daily lives, of how much trash they actually consume. Another fact is approximately 85% of the total global plastic use is not recycled. So a lot of people aren't even recycling some of the plastic that they can, or think they can. So I have this flow chart from that article, and it talks about this big graph, talks about 270 million tons of plastic is produced every year. And then as it makes its way through the different channels, it ends up in the surface waters. It talks about that 10,000 to 100,000 of tons could end up in the surface waters in our environment. And that's a wide range difference, because they can't actually know exactly how much plastic is making its way into our waters and oceans and stuff. And that's pretty shocking. I think most people don't realize those numbers, and that what's actually ending up in our environment. Most people, like I said before, most people think they are doing their part by helping the environment, by recycling their trash. And like I said before, it is just not enough. And I think people have good intentions, but I think they need to realize that a lot of this stuff isn't going to be recycled like they think it is. Reducing trash and not producing as much trash can be easy, and there's a lot of ways now that we can do that. And some of those ways include using a reusable shopping bag. This is a canvas shopping bag. It's durable, it's washable, it can be used many times for many things, and it's much more reliable, and it's more environmentally friendly than the one-time use plastic shopping bags. Another thing that people can do is use these reusable food containers. It has a lid that keeps the food fresh. It can be used many times. It can be washed and used for many different things, and it is made out of glass. So eventually, if it breaks or you have to end up throwing it away, it's made of a more natural material than plastic, which can decompose a lot faster, and its materials are a lot safer for the environment. And you know, if you do go to the store or you're out shopping and you don't have your reusable containers or your canvas bags, and you have to get a bag from the store, you can make the decision to use a paper bag. A lot of stores still offer the paper or plastic option, and if you can ask for paper, and it's a lot more recyclable, and it is made of a lot more natural materials that are better for the environment. I think in conclusion, pollution and waste is affecting our environment negatively. I think most people can see that everywhere, on the news, on the internet, pretty much, you know, anything they look at, they can see pollution is an issue. There have been steps to make changes. A lot of communities have recycling bins and trash bins. You know, they're trying to recycle the things that they use every day, like glass, aluminum, cardboard, paper, and those are all good things, and they can be recycled. But it's just not enough to affect the pollution rates that we have and that I've just mentioned. I think the best and most effective way is to reduce the amount of trash that we produce, and a lot of that trash is plastic. So I ask you to consider the things that you do in your daily life, the products that you buy weekly, daily, monthly, and think about how much of those products how much trash those products produce, the wrapping, the packaging that you actually throw away as a result of purchasing that product. You know, really think about how much trash that you're producing, and then think of ways to change that. What can you do differently, and how can you change that to make that better or to reduce that? An example would be to make your own coffee and put it in a traveling mug that can be reused several times, instead of buying a cup of coffee at Starbucks or a gas station where you have that single-use container. That's a great example of something small that you can change in your everyday life. So thank you for listening, and